What's up, guys? It's your boy Coder here, and I've been having internet issues for the last 12 hours. My internet just came back on, and turns out we have a ban list. So, hey, let's have a look at it. Let's see. I get to finally say YCS champion reacts to the ban list. So let's react to this this brand new ban list. So hopping into the forbidden section, Noroi banned. Did I do this? I'm the last person to win a YCS with K9 Noroi in my deck list. That's crazy. Noroi banned is like such a crazy hit to K9. I think this makes K9 unplayable. Genuinely, I think K9 is completely unplayable without Noroi. Like, don't get me wrong, Ripper's still a crazy card, and you can still play a very small engine, right? You can still play the Izuna Lupus package, but no Noroi. Noroi lets you play around Droll. Noroi lets you play around like all sorts of things like that, and you just get to dodge. Now, not anymore. This is crazy. This is completely insane. I think K9 needed a hit. I think this one's too steep. I'm gonna be very real with you. I was genuinely hoping for like a Ripper ban, bring back Jokul to 3. But I mean, hey, let's see if they bring other stuff back. Next up, we got Rose Whip, obviously the cover card here. I agree with this one. This one should have been preemptive for right before the Cool Tune stuff released, but honestly, it's not even that optimal in Cool Tune. Like, Cool Tune doesn't need Rose Whip. Rose Whip is just the straw that breaks the camel's back. You know, that deck is already really strong without this card, so this was just that one little extra buff that the deck frankly did not need. So I agree. Ban the floodgates. I'm completely okay with it. And then the CXC's Gimmick Puppet Fanatics Machinix. I believe this is the XCs that enables the FTK. I mean, bro, I'm all for completely murking the Gimmick Puppet FTK. Like, just delete that entirely. I believe this is the one that searches the rank up, that basically lets you do everything. It's that first rank 8 that they make, and if it resolves, you just effectively win the game. So very okay with this. Noroi is a little bit of a weird one. I'm curious to see if they're gonna unhit some other K9 stuff. But Rose Whip and the Machinix I can absolutely agree with. Next up, we have the limiteds. Cupsy Yummy going to 1 and Cupsy Yummy Way to 1. What is this hit? What is the Cupsy Yummy Way to 1? You only ever play 1. Has any list been playing more than 1 Cupsy Yummy Way? I don't think I've ever seen anyone play more than 1. Fairy Tale Snow to 1. I know Jesse Cotton is fist pumping right now. He's like, God, yes. This is to be expected because of the Fairy Tale support that's coming out and whatnot. It works a lot better if they have snow. But Fairy Tale Snow, scary card. You know, they refuse to print a once per turn on the card. Makes the card quite strong. Thankfully, that probably means we'll never ever be getting an unbanned to Kitkalos. Ever. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping to see. Malice White Rabbit, another hit to Malice, bro. Shoutouts to Pierre, my teammate for the YCS, for winning on Malice. Everyone was like, oh, Malice is finally dead, and then it wins a YCS, you know what I mean? So, Malice White Rabbit to 1. This means what? Every main deck name is at 1 except for the Chessy Cat. I mean, I guess March Hare also, but White Rabbit and the Dormouse are at 1. And we don't have the white binder anymore. Bro, I want to say the deck's as good as dead now. But I mean, hey, it's Malice. Malice always finds a way to creep back in. I'm going to be very real. These yummy hits are very interesting. Cupsy to 1 is just a consistency hit. I actually quite agree with the Cupsy to 1. And the reason why I agree with the Cupsy to 1 is because nothing feels worse when playing against Yummy than your opponent, like, you know, making plays, all this stuff, doing Fiendsmith shit or whatever. They do all the things that they need to do. And then you stop everything, and then they have like a random Link one chilling on the board, and they go, all right, well, last card hand, special Cupsy. That's going to happen a lot less now. So they'll typically need to search the Cupsy. You know, Cupsy Yummy Way can just get Cupsy. It's not a problem. So they'll still have access to Cupsy. The only problem is now for the Yummy players is they won't have the ability to just hard open Cupsy consistently and just go, oh, well, you stopped everything I do. Here's the most broken extender of all time. So I actually agree with this. I don't understand the Cupsy Yummy Way to 1. This is, that's a very goofy one. Cupsy Yummy Way to 1 doesn't make any sense. Unless I'm like super out of the loop and they somehow were playing two, I don't think I've ever seen a deck list that plays more than one. Limiting this feels completely pointless. I mean, I guess what it actually does is it makes it so you can't choose to play more to comfortably play into Cool Tune, right? Because Crackle can now just go remove the one Yummy Way and remove the Snatchy. Nice deck. But like, that's toxic as hell. That is so unbelievably toxic. Then Branded Fusion to 1. This one's gone to 1, back to 2, back to 1. Frankly, just ban it, man. Just ban it. Like, I understand it's the bread and butter of the branded deck and all that stuff. Just ban it, man. You really, 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 really... This card is so good. It's so good. You don't even, like, need it. Don't get me wrong. You don't even need it. Branded decks are able to do so much other cool shit than just Branded Fusion Turbo. I can't stand this card. You can tell I'm a branded hater. Okay, I'll be real. I'll admit I'm biased here. I would like to see Branded Fusion banned, but hey, 1 is the next best thing. I appreciate it. Metamorphosis to 1. They were experimenting with this on Master Duel, so it's not really that surprising that they're putting meta to 1. I think in Master Duel it went straight to 3. It's not going to do anything. It's genuinely not going to do anything. Premature Burial is actually cool for specifically Doomsday, because Doomsday is a deck that revolves around equip spells, and they're actually, I believe, able to search this. So having access to a searchable Premature Burial is actually kind of cool. Like, this is actually quite nice. I don't think it's going to do anything degenerate. Like, don't get me wrong. There are things you can do with Premature Burial where you can, like, Blackwing Zephyros, bounce it back. It doesn't pop the monster and all that stuff. Because it only pop the monster if it's destroyed. So there are like weird loops you can do with Premature Burial. Do I think those will see any amount of play? I really don't. I really don't. But I do think that Doomsday might incorporate it, and I think that'd be really cool to see Doomsday incorporate it. Next up, Radiant Typhoon Chant. That's the one that searches a monster. I agree with this one, right? Because this allowed you to have like a 9-card rank 3 engine, right? You could play triple Chant, triple Swen, and triple of the Eldam, and with all 3 of those, they basically were all fully capable of searching each other, and because they were all capable of searching each other, it's a 9-card rank 3 engine that doesn't use your normal summon, which is quite strong. Genuinely, it was quite powerful, and having the extra added utility that it searches MST, and limiting this also is a small hit to the Radiant Typhoon deck, which frankly, I think the Radiant Typhoon deck didn't necessarily need a hit, but I do think the deck is quite strong, and I think lowering its consistency a little bit is probably a very reasonable way to hit that deck. Rahu Dracotail to 1. I know Farfa's real mad about this one. A lot of people were of the opinion that Rahu was like the fairest card in Dracotail, specifically because Rahu's a card that's good going first, better going second, and a lot of people really like going second tools or cards that gain extra utility when going second, which frankly, I agree with. I just think Rahu was a card that was like a must answer. More so... Wait, no, this is Rahu, not Kitu. What the hell am I saying? I'm talking about the wrong card. Rahu's the Branded Fusion. Okay, I'm completely on board with this. I'm completely on board with a Rahu limit. Ignore everything I just said. Why did I think that said Kitu? I got it confused. This one's the one that lets you fuse with one from hand, one from deck. And I'm completely okay with that card being at 1. I'm actually... There is no argument against it. I'm 100% okay with this card being a 1. This feels like the correct hit to Dracotail. I am A-okay with this, 100%. Next up, Synchro Overtake. Frankly, I think this one should be banned. This card is effectively fusion deployment for the Cool Tune deck, but the thing specifically is that the card itself is like, goes +1 or even +2 sometimes. It's completely broken. This card is completely bonkers in this deck, right? Because it's an extender. If your normal summon gets stopped or something like that, it can be a starter, and then it's a starter that summons an extender that gets another extender. Like, it's so much gas, and it going to 1 means that you basically have it at 4 because you can play the other, I forget what the card is called, but there's another synchro spell that searches a synchro spell, so it can search Synchro Overtake or Cool Tune Synchro if you still have Synchro Overtake, so it's not even like a dead card. So the card is like quite strong, and it being at 1 means that it's just at 4. And frankly, I don't know how I feel about that. I would rather this card just get straight up banned. I think Synchro Overtake is a card that was not designed to do what it's doing in Cool Tune. I think eventually this card is going to take the ban. I think right now they're putting it to 1 just because Cool Tune is a newer deck and all this stuff, so they don't want to hit it or anything like that. Not too hard, You know, they want to remove the degen stuff. They want to remove the Rose Whip. They want to remove the Synchro Overtake. But I think eventually they're going to have to address, you know, the hand looking, the extra deck ripping, and the top deck stacking, whatever. They're going to have to hit certain things in that deck, but not just yet. I can understand why they're not doing it yet. And last but not least, so no one limits, only semis, Lucius to 2, Arthalion to 2. I think this is overkill. I genuinely think this is overkill. I think the Rahu to 1 was enough, if you ask me. I think Lucius to 2 is just a weird consistency hit. It's a weird consistency hit. I don't think Lucius had to go to 2, but I understand why. Like, it's a little minor slap on the wrist. Arthalion to 2 is an interesting one because this just, it hits the grind. So effectively, they're hurting the grind, they're hurting the consistency, and then they're also hurting, this also is like a grind hit, right, on the Rahu. Putting the Rahu to 1 is definitely a grind hit, specifically because being able to, you know, use Rahu, then set a Rahu for the next turn is really strong. Now you have to shuffle it back with the trap cards, so you're going to have to main deck all 3 of the traps. I'm curious why Draco Tail is the deck that took the biggest amount of hits on the ban list. Like, I really don't think Draco Tail was that oppressive of a deck. Like, call me crazy. I queued against so much Draco Tail in the YCS. I did not think Draco Tail was that crazy of a deck that it needed this much of, like, a hit. You know what I mean? And the ban list is going into effect May 18th, which is the, like, literally the week leading up to the YCS in Columbus, Ohio. So, I mean, shaking up the format, I think we're in a Cool Tune format. I'm going to be very real with you. Looking at this, the way that I look, the way that I look at this, I genuinely think we're just in a Cool Tune format. And I would be shocked if there was any deck that really rivals Cool Tune now. Because I think the branded Draco Tail deck, or even just branded in general, is the deck that is able to rival Cool Tune the best. Man, dude, I still can't get over this Noroi hit. The K9 Noroi hit is crazy. This is such a big hit. Like, straight up ban. 3 to ban is crazy. That is an unbelievable. In fairness, this proves that Konami is agreeing that looking at the opponent's hand is broken. Because, like, let's be real, the most oppressive part of Noroi is looking at your opponent's hand, which means, hopefully, Rotary is not long for this world. Don't get me wrong, the card just came out. They're not going to hit it yet. But in a perfect world, Rotary is not long for this world because they're accepting that looking at the opponent's hand is oppressive. It's an oppressive effect. So I think overall, winners of the ban list, I think Cool Tune comes out smelling like roses. No pun intended. I think Cool Tune is going to be the best deck. I think Draco Tail took a lot of hits that it didn't need to. Do I think the deck is still fine? Yeah, it's still fine. I think Branded, despite having only one Branded fusion, is actually in a fairly good spot because I think the Branded engine is really strong and genuinely fine to play into the Cool Tune engine. Plays into it quite well. Other than that, I mean, bro, anyone trying to play any Doomsy? Any Doomsy with Premature Burial? I think the only archetypes that are genuinely going to be able to take on Cool Tune in this upcoming format is likely just going to be Doomsy or any of the, like, Power Patron stuff. And potentially Branded. I think that's where the format is going to be turning towards. Is probably that way. So let me know, what do you guys think about this ban list? Do you think it's awesome? 10 out of 10? Do you think it sucks? 0 out of 10? In my opinion, I think that this ban list is a solid 7.8 out of 10. Too much K9 hits? I don't know, man. It's like a fine list. It's genuinely a perfectly fine list. Do I think that this list is going to shake up the metagame tremendously? No. It feels like a cleanup list. It feels like a list because we were, entering that realm of the time of, oh, now is around the time when we should be getting a list. This feels like why we're getting this list. It feels like a lot of minor hits with, like, 1 or 2 heavy hitters, like the Noroi primarily is, like, the heavy hitter. Branded Fusion going down to 1 is pretty heavy, if you ask me. Fairy Tail Snow coming back, pretty heavy. But other than that, I don't feel like we've had a lot of very heavy hits on this ban list. So let me know what you guys think of the ban list in the comment section below. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Peace!